Welcome to Downshift, my name is Matt. This is a car that you'll be familiar with, as last year it was called the Audi e-tron, but for this year it's following the new naming convention rolled out by the Q4 e-tron that we tested last year. This is Audi's 2024 Q8 e-tron, and it's bringing a bunch of upgrades and a bunch of cool new features from last year's car, and we're going to hit on all of those right now. The first thing we'll talk about are the digital matrix headlights that you can get on the Q8 e-tron. Not only do they do a fun little dance for when you approach and leave the car, and of course they're sequential for your turn signals, but they can actually project images onto the road at night to help you navigate. Amazing technology, super cool, and you know you're going to see some cool lighting stuff from Audi. And then we're going to talk about the grille. Now it's a little hard to see because this is black on black with the black optics package, but the new grille has been redone and it kind of bleeds into the headlight a little bit like you get in the gas Q8. And not only that, we can see that it's kind of half open for a little extra cooling, and you have updated 4 rings. It's a more minimal design like we saw on the Q4 little brother. And finally, it says e-tron down there at the lower part of the grille. Kind of cool. And next up we'll talk about EV stuff. Now, unlike last year, your only charging door is on the driver's side front fender. Last year you had a charger on this side and on this side, but the far side didn't have the adapter for the high power charging. So, talking about this, Audi has used the same size and dimensions to the battery pack, but now it's been able to squeeze 114 kilowatt hours out of it. This also has an MPGe rating of probably about 80. The EPA hasn't certified that yet, but it'll probably be pretty similar to the last year's car. Now, that means that your range is good for 285 miles on this SUV, which is a huge jump of about 59 miles of range from last year. If you want to go for the sleeker, more tapered Sportback body style, that jumps up 11 miles to 296, and Audi will sell you an Ultra package for that Q8 Sportback with really strange and closed off wheels that'll help get you that extra 4 miles of range to get you to that magic 300 number. They've also improved the charging speed to 170 kilowatts versus 150 last year, which means this will charge from 10 to 80% in about 31 minutes. Really, really good improvements. You'll love to see. It's a much more competitive EV now. And would it even be a modern EV without a full-width LED tailbar? And we talked about this with the front grille, but you do have updated 4 rings in the back as well. I wonder if this will be more prevalent as we see Q5 and A6 e-trons and things like that. And just like the front grille, we have e-tron embossed on the rear bumper here. And then we're going to talk seats. Now, as standard, you do get heated seats, but on the Premium Plus, you also get cooled seats, as you can see, and on the Prestige trims, you get massage. Pretty awesome. And here are the options that you get for your massage: wave, pulse, stretch, relaxation, back, shoulder, activation, and revitalization. You can also adjust intensity, and of course, how you want your seat to sit while you're getting massage. Also, all Q8 e-trons are good for 4,000 pounds of towing, which is a huge number for something like this. Now, I don't know how far or how long it's going to tow that much, but still, pretty good. And all Q8s come standard with dual motor all-wheel drive. It's rear biased, but you might know it better as quattro all-wheel drive. The interior is going to be a familiar design, but on the e-tron, you can get this bit as recycled plastic water bottles. Nice. And then we should talk about the shifter. It's got this shelf that it kind of sticks out under, and you jut it forward with your thumb for reverse, you pull it down with your index and middle finger for drive/sport, and you just throw it into park like that. Weird. And would it even be an Audi without the virtual cockpit? Let's head over to map, my favorite view. So cool. And then let's talk about rear seats. First, you of course have sunshades, which is really helpful on days where it's 85. But you step in, again, I'm 6'1". I've got several inches of knee room in front of me. I've got vents here. I've got individual climate controls here and heated seats, which just turned off because the car will turn itself off when I'm not up there. But the space here is really good. Vents, chargers down here, map pockets, and of course you've got a cup holder back here. So 6-footer approved. And the trunk is nice and spacious. The load floor is a little bit high, I must say, but you can drop the seats 40, 20, 40 back here. You've got grocery bag hangers, but if you go under here, lift this up, you have a deep cubby and a spare tire. You don't see that every day now. And then let's talk about price. This Q8 e-tron in SUV body style starts at $74,400. For the Sportback with the extra range, you go to $74,700, so an increase of about $300, which is great because this then comes in less than a Mercedes EQE SUV, which is about 77 grand, so several $1,000s less, and it comes in a lot less than the BMW iX, which starts at over $81,000. This is a bargain. But since it's an EV, of course, it has to have a frunk, and, well, it's not huge, but it's still big enough to hold your charging cords, which is probably really all you're going to put up here. And it's bigger than last year, so that's a win. Then your center stack here is comprised of 2 screens. The lower one is for your climate and your comfort, so you can adjust things like your heated seat, your cooled seat, your temperature and your climate controls, your charging status and inputs, which then shows up here. And then down here you've got your parking controls and assist. You do have your safety features down here, automatic parking, and this will deploy your cameras if you're not on this screen already. And then your upper screen gives you a bunch of entertainment information. You've got messages, this is where you pair your phone, this is where your music is going to show up, this is where you've got your navigation stuff, and this is where you can control your vehicle settings. So if you want to see what your suspension is doing, or your drive mode, or your charge status, or things to help you drive more efficiently. It's all in here. Pretty cool. And then there's your center console, which is always open. There's nothing that closes here. But this is where you would put the key if the car died. This is where your wireless charger is, 12 volt. This is your deployable cup holders or water bottle holders. That does close. Then you've got charging back here, and in your glove box, you've got a little hole here. So if you want to run something from your glove box to your front console, charge, you can do that. And here are the 360 cameras, and these are just awesome. Look at this. The resolution is great, it's very quick, the car looks totally legit. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And the last thing, got a panoramic roof. Love to see it. So that's it. Those are the 21 most interesting features of the 2024 Audi Q8 e-tron. Stay tuned for our full and in-depth review on this car hitting the channel soon. See you in the next one.